We become more concerned with strategic self-presentation. 1. When observers can influence whether or not we obtain our goals. 2. When these goals are important, and 3. When we think observers have impressions different from the ones we want to project. First, we are more likely to self-present to observers when they control something we want. For instance, we are more interested in presenting ourselves favorably when observed by a boss than by a stranger, because our boss will usually have more power over whether we reach our goals. Second, the more important our goal, the more likely we will step up our presentational efforts. In one study, prospective job applicants were led to believe either that they were competing with many others for just a few jobs, or that there were more than enough jobs to go around. Applicants facing greater competition reported being more likely to adjust their opinions and attitudes to conform to those of their interviewers, presumably because winning the job became increasingly important as the number of opportunities dwindled. And third, if we believe that important observers hold undesired impressions of us, we will become motivated to disabuse them of their views. If you feel that an interviewer, for instance, sees you as unqualified for a job you really want, you will be more motivated to present yourself favorably than when you think the interviewer already believes you to be qualified. Although social circumstances like these motivate most people to manage their public impressions, people identified as high in self-monitoring are almost always motivated to do so. High self-monitors are good at assessing what others want and at tailoring their behavior to meet those demands.
Most of the time, we all hope to be viewed favorably, and to achieve this purpose, 3 public image strategies are especially useful: to appear likable, to appear competent, and to convey high status and power. Strategies of ingratiation. Ingratiation is an attempt to get others to like us. We have many ways to ingratiate ourselves with others. To ingratiate yourself with a new neighbor, for instance, you may do her a favor, become friends with one of her friends, or tell funny jokes. For ingratiation strategies, expressing liking for others, creating similarity, making ourselves physically attractive, and projecting modesty seem particularly effective, and we explore them now. Expressing liking for others. Flattery will get you nowhere, claims the cultural maxim. Untrue. Complimenting others can be an effective technique for getting others to like us, if handled delicately. For example, having a coworker subtly mention to your boss how much respect you have for him can be a particularly successful form of flattery, because your boss is less likely to see the compliment as manipulative when it comes from a third party. Asking others for advice is also often effective, as it implies respect for their expertise and knowledge. People express their liking for others through nonverbal means too. Creating similarity. We recognize that people like others who are similar to them. They like people who dress similarly, who have common tastes in movies and foods, and who hold similar opinions. It makes sense, then, that we often create similarity to ingratiate ourselves with others by altering our dress, activities, or public opinions. Of course, people don't want to be seen as hypocrites or as having no tastes, interests, or opinions of their own. So successful ingratiators often mix a small amount of disagreement in with their agreement. By disagreeing with a new acquaintance on some trivial issue, such as whether we would use imagined lottery winnings to buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, we can now agree on an important issue without appearing insincere. Such nuances increase the probability that presenting ourselves as similar to others will indeed be an effective way of getting them to like us. Making ourselves physically attractive. Cosmetics and toiletries are a $20 billion per year industry, and the perfume and cologne makers sell $10 billion worth of fragrances. People in the United States alone spend $33 billion on diet foods, weight loss programs, and health club memberships each year. Imagine the cost for the rest of the world. And all because we want others to like us. We know that being physically attractive helps, so we're apparently willing to spend our hard-earned money to buy the right look. Projecting modesty. If you aced an exam, receiving the highest grade in the class, would you immediately announce it to others? Not if you want to be liked. According to research, people who downplay their successes are generally liked more than people who boast of them. There are risks associated with being modest, however. If people don't know of your successes, They may believe you when you profess a lack of talent. If you are too modest, people may think you have horribly low self-esteem or little self-insight. And if you appear insincere in minimizing the importance of what you've done, oh, the award is no big deal. People may view you as smug and arrogant. In the second strategy to appear competent, you may try claiming competence, staging performance, using the trappings of competence, and making excuses. Let's examine the effectiveness of each.